Welcome back to the Queen and Vida show. This is the Queen, Diggy A2, Jess, and we got Vida over here and a special guest.
Hello, hello, Ashton.
And we're here to talk about the female MCs from the old school going to the new school. So we all know that in the hip hop era, rap era, as you want to call, some people may say it that way, you have to start with old school because the females paved it and laid it down for all those females today. So if you don't take it there, then you cannot even give any kind of respect to any of the females today. Now, Vida,
artists such as MC Lyte and Queen Latifah and
we got Salt
Rage. Shut up with her rough and stuff with her Afro puffs.
Yes.
I know you know who I'm talking about. They really did pave the way for so many females today getting into this male-dominated industry, and it's really hard sometimes when the males go and brush you off like, oh, she's just a girl, and it's hard sometimes. You know, you need some support from the other females.
Now, you got to remember what MC Lyte, she had flow, she had lyrical content, she kept it genuine, she didn't change, she wasn't very out there with her sexual presence, but she was not apologizing to no one. She was going to hold it down and they were going to take her seriously. And then you transitioned into Salt and Pepper.
Right, and then they started to explore. That sexuality with push it, push it real good.
Now, yep. And now with Salt and Pepper, we got to remember too. You know, they explored that sexuality and they brought it, but unapologetically. They conquered the male-dominated world, but they also empowered by bringing up what's going on, the epidemic, what was going on inside the neighborhoods, those struggles, those endeavors that I know we can all relate to today. And how do you feel about all that?
Oh, definitely. I think, you know, some of these artists that we'll be talking about today definitely paved the way for females in the industry. I think that, so, you know, I'm excited to talk about what we have today.
Awesome. Now, I mean, we all know that MC Lyte, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah, they laid it down.
Missy Elliott.
They laid it down for hip hop. For the culture that needs to continue, needs to be a big presence. But you had Little Kim. Little Kim was where she wanted to shift the paradigm. And so Little Kim, that video vixen.
Pasty on her boobie.
Woo, you know, you had Little Kim, the video vixen there.
Modern day WAP.
Boy.
Oh wow! Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone. We're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that.
And then Foxy Brown came out, right? There was a little bit of competition for her.
Yeah,
but they were embracing their sexuality and feeling proud of it. And actually, it was Biggie who coined the term. He wanted her to sort of be what do we call it? He called it. Gangsta porno rap was his. It was in quotations. Wow. Gangsta porno rap, and it was because she was so nasty.
Oh,
not just nasty.
And quite honestly, what a lot of people may not know is that Little Kim's own label, her label, told her that they wanted her not to be so sexual.
Oh,
they wanted her to be like MC Lyte.
Wow.
And she told her no. She told her label, I'm not. And she embraced her sexuality and she pushed it and she told them, I'm going to use it and I'm going to bring it with male swagger.
Wow.
Those were the terms to the hip hop world. And she did. And with that, not only did she do that, but she brought the empowerment of, hey, I can be sexy, but I'm going to defy my label and I'm going to defy what you want. and she just brought that female empowerment.
The way that Megan Thee Stallion does with the term stallion, because I know a lot of people have been like, well, she's not a stallion, she's not a man, but she's kind of putting herself in those shoes and feeling the strength of what women really should feel. Like, we run this shit.
Right.
We run the world.
Now,
I listen to a lot of music, so it's awesome.
the big thing is that it's interesting to see how the hip hop continued to evolve, and you got the old versus the new, because we talk about you've got your flow, your lyricism, you stood straight to who you were, then you got your moving on, embraced a little bit of sexuality, continued on, and then you got, hey, brought up what was going on in life to people, still keep it moving. Then you got Little Kim, she's still fighting in the male-dominated world. And then you got Missy Elliott. What?
Ooh, yeah, right.
Out of nowhere, baggy clothes, bright colors,
trendsetter.
But she was strong. Say it better.
Yes.
She was proud of her assets.
Yes.
She was a big, beautiful, strong black woman in the hip hop industry.
Right.
Yep. Not only that song, that entire album with Timbaland, #1 hit.
I can't stand the rain.
There you go.
Yeah,
we were saying that. We were just saying that.
I love that song.
See what I'm saying? And you see, a lot of people don't even realize her fan base was a young man fan base for Missy Elliott.
Wow. She went hard.
She did not cater. She was not against the sexuality, but she didn't cater her style. She had the interactive videos, the cartoonistic. She had
futuristic,
the futuristic. She had all the glares, the flows,
the big fat
lighting around.
Yeah,
you know,
the lipstick.
She was. I like it. She did. She was that trendsetter to where, hey, sex don't sell with me. I'ma sell, and she did, and she did.
So then comes Nicki, right? And Nicki takes Missy, and she takes Lil' Kim, and she takes the look and the colors, and then she takes the sexy from Lil' Kim, and she makes herself. I think that's what she did. It just occurred to me. That's what she did. She took all the colors and parties. And then she came out after them. And she was out before Cardi. So, but I thought it was interesting that Lil' Kim and Nicki had a feud in the first place because
they're both from the same place or the same area.
And they both doing the same thing.
Type of thing.
Same type of thing.
Yes.
Being proud of their sexuality. And that brings us to like,
did they ever get over that beef? Do we know that?
Who knows? But I don't know about Cardi. And Cardi and Nicki supposedly got beef too. But
my thing is, I mean, we've got female MCs today.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of controversy today over the female MCs. But what I will say that we cannot talk about Lauryn Hill on this show.
Oh yeah, not
Lauryn Hill,
right?
Because Lauryn Hill brought that soul into hip hop.
Yeah,
soul food.
That soul food.
I'm still eating on it today.
She brought that Afrocentric vibe.
Yes.
Right. The lyrics.
I feel like she made it comfortable to be in our own skin.
I told her it was cool to be Haitian for a while. Like, I
she embraced the fact that you could walk around New York and be like, I'm Haitian.
Right.
She brought in her lyrics, her words, empowerment to Black women, Black mothers, the Black community. But not only the fact that it was her lyrics, but it was her soul music, the Afrocentric style, the just singing and rhyming into the hip hop game. You can't just deny that that's an undeniable female MC.
Yes.
I
listened to the Fugees album over and over and over. I would listen to the Fugees as I was going to sleep.
For anything, car rides, everything.
I do got a question for you.
Yes.
If you had to say who would be your top 5 female MCs, who would they be and why?
That's a good question. Well, I think my top 5 would be a little bit different than most would pick, okay? My top 5 would include the pioneer, MC Light. Okay, she paved the way for female in the male-dominated industry, okay? So you have to put her as top 5. Like, without MC Light, there is no other MCs, okay?
Absolutely.
So definitely MC Light. Second, I would have to go with Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
The Queen. So I think that the Queen Latifah, I think, when I think of her, not only her music, but I do think of her, I remember her as pioneer for actors, Black actors.
Set it off.
And, what was it? What was her show? Was it Single? What was it? Living Single.
Yes, in Living Single.
So I loved her in Living Single. I just felt like she helped display, Black life, and I just remember her, it set it off, like you said.
Yep.
Most definitely, you cannot forget Set It Off, Queen Latifah. That goes down in history. So for my third artist, definitely Lauryn Hill. Like you said, we already touched on Lauryn. She's authentic. She's just true to herself. She definitely helped pave the way for a lot of, Black artists. And my fourth would go to, I'm going to say this, you guys are going to be like, what? Eve.
Bold statement. Let's see. Go
yes. The reason why, I just feel like, for me, it's a one and done with Eve because she actually has, so she started off with the Rough Riders,
right.
DMX, the Rough Riders. I think that she saw exactly, the street life. So she was familiar with everything going on. She involved in all of that, but also now she's married to a billionaire, and it's like, hey, after that, it's like that's it. There's no more for me. She saw the street life, but she did not let that consume her as a artist, and she chose more for her life. So hey, Eve is one of my faves.
Okay, that's good. That's a good
and
choice.
for my final artist, did I leave one out? Who did I leave out? Oh, goodness. I'm going to give it to Lil' Kim.
Okay.
Just because she did pave her own way in the rap industry, and she made sex sell. So she's true to herself.
Paved the way for the current
WAPs.
Hip-hop. Well, the hip-hop MCs. Because I noticed in our post, actually, the current status of who's popular these days is reflected by the post that you guys had made on the
poll, on our group page. If you are not on the group page, go on Facebook. Hip Hop Heads Unite. Triple HU. Join. Chop it up on hip hop. New artists, bring them up. We want to hear them.
Put a poll
Thank
out
you,
there.
Terry.
Yeah.
Shouted you out, Terry.
But the things is the options on there were Cardi, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki, and then there was other, but these are our top 3 choices that everybody usually thinks of. So these are our top women today. And when we think about then and now, how do you feel that they have evolved? What would you say about the evolution of these females? Because I do see that they are prouder of their sexuality, and sometimes it does get a bit raunchy.
I mean, I feel like I just feel like these days, I mean, thank God I don't have a daughter. Thank the Lord, he knew what he was doing. Yes, because it definitely everything is out there for the open these days. For females, I don't know, man. It just, like you said, it gets raunchy.
It does get pretty raunchy.
And I don't know. I just think that, these days it's a new life that we're living in, and I think that I don't know. I can't. It's like,
I mean, it does leave you speechless.
Right.
It absolutely does leave you speechless.
It really She actually just listened to the lyrics of WAP.
What I will say, and I will say today that I absolutely will not sit here and discredit myself. I had to stop my car mid-drive when WAP came on Sirius to just
take it all in.
Listen to the lyrics. I'm a person who loves music, and everyone can go on the page and see what I wrote.
It's like, hold on,
I'm not hating on them, and I'll stick to what I said. I'm not hating on them, and I'm not going to knock their hustle. I'm not. The words are a bit, but I'm going to stop there because I'm not going to talk about WAP. What I am going to say is you went from MC Light, who stood true, good flow, still male dominated. But she rapped and she flowed about what was going on in her life. Right. You got Salt and Pepper, brought out the sexuality, still male dominated, still had good lyrics, fought, brought up also epidemic awareness, empowerment. Little Kim, video vixen, no doubt, sexy.
But look, she came from a lot too.
And so she came from a rough life. People, even her own label, downed her down. She used her sexuality as empowerment, more positivity. Missy Elliott, again, we got in the hip hop industry. Missy Elliott, she took it whole nother level, man. And she went ahead and she did her thing. She did it and she didn't care. She didn't. And you know what? Her fan base, males. And she was in a male-dominated industry. That speaks levels for females.
That's true.
And Lauryn Hill, the value she brought as a female MC is just unequivocal to what you see today.
What about TLC?
TLC
I thought about
is
that,
great.
and I'm like, wait a minute, TLC, that's three of them.
Yeah, TLC brought some stuff too. They catered a lot to the younger generation too.
What about your friends? And the Waterfalls, though. Waterfalls was actually about the AIDS epidemic too.
Wow.
It was. So that was one of those songs that they took what was going on in the world around them and they put it into a song to influence people to take care of themselves.
Exactly. So that leads me to today. What is the difference? My question, I sat back and told myself, I'm looking at these artists. What is the difference? I think there lacks more positivity. I think there lacks more positive lyrics. I think we have great female artists, but I think we need more.
I think they don't think about the influence they have on other people. I think they don't think that they are examples. I don't know why they don't see themselves in that light, but they are, and somebody should have told them that a long time ago.
Now, what I will say, and I literally wrote this down, MC Light was the first female MC to win a Grammy. And she went on to state, female rap solo category should be reinstated, saying it destroys hip-hop culture to not have the perspective of a woman.
Right.
That speaks thousands.
I mean, I understand why they did away with it, because they're like, oh no, we're not going to do male and female. We're just going to make it all, all one, because we're not going to separate. That's sexism. But it is really important because the male perspective is completely different from the female perspective, So
definitely, that's very.
And on MC Light's quote, I want to say thank you, Ashton. I actually have to sit back on the Eve one because let me tell you, it was great. I have to say, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you
for joining, and thank you for tuning in to Queen and Vida. And shout out to hip hop.